All right, what's up, everyone? We just wanted to take a second to go over the full body workout program that we wrote. Just because there's a lot of questions on like full body. Can you do it if you're a beginner? Can you do it if you're advanced? Are you going to be sore every day? What do you do if you're still sore the next day? Stuff like that. So I just wanted to go in here and address some of those questions. So why don't you start out, Ben, by just like talking about the program itself?
Okay. So basically, with a full body split, you work out every single body part every day. You basically choose one exercise per body part and then just rotate through them.
So the way that you do the workouts is if you start with chest one day, then the next day you'll start with back or you'll start with legs. And that's the way that we rotate through those. And then we put compound movements early on in the workout so that way you can give the most effort to those compound movements. And I think a lot of people worry about, can you do this as a beginner or advanced? There's no reason that you can't do it as either of them. If you're a beginner, I wouldn't say do it 5 or 6 days a week. I would say do it maybe twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. As you get more advanced, then you can handle more volume. And then for people saying, is this better than a bro split for hypertrophy and stuff like that? The volume is actually the same as like a bro split would be. So if anything, your intensity per exercise is actually higher because you know you're only hitting like legs one time. So you're going all out for 3 or 4 sets of something instead of having a leg day where by the end you're doing a lot of like trash sets, if you will. So that's kind of the idea behind why a full body workout works so well, or at least why I've really enjoyed it. There's some other reasons too, like plateaus and stuff like that. That's been helpful for me. That's the original reason I started it. I just got tired of doing the bro split. So I didn't start it because like I heard crazy research about it. I just wanted to experiment on doing a full body workout.
So I think there's a big misconception. A lot of times when people do bro splits, they just like hammer one body part for that day and then get super sore. You know, we see all the memes about leg day and how you can't walk, but really soreness is not the best gauge for results. It's just a signal. Like being sore is a signal for inflammation for your body to tell it to recover. It doesn't mean that it's the only gauge for growth. So if you don't really necessarily need to get super sore. In fact, you don't really want to get that sore. And I think doing a full body is a good way to mitigate that because you're only doing the one exercise. And even if you do 3 to 5 sets of squats heavy, you're not going to get overly sore and you can usually work it out the next day. And so even if you are a little bit sore, like it doesn't hurt to work a body part out the next day.
Right, and I would find that like I'm mainly only sore in my legs, like when I've done like either really heavy leg press or heavy squats. And if I've done like that, or even RDLs, if I've done a heavy compound for legs, then I'm probably not doing a heavy compound for legs again for a couple of days. So you're not like smashing it out. Like the next things for my quads might be leg extensions or sissy squats, or I'll do like lunges if I've done like heavy RDLs. So you're not really like killing your legs with another compound lift immediately after it the next day. But in general, like I'll be like sore, but not like completely fatigued. But yeah, so I mean, if you think about if you were working out chest and you were doing 5 or 6 different exercises for chest, the only difference is now you're doing those 5 or 6 different exercises split over 6 days or 5 days. So there's a lot of similarities between full body workouts and your bro split. They're just changing the way you're doing it. Instead of doing chest all in one day, you're doing chest throughout the week.
Right, and those 5 days that you're doing it, you're getting a better workout each day because you're able to hit it with more intensity, and you're probably choosing a better exercise. Like you're not just doing a bunch of fluff work. Like you can choose compound movements and get more bang for your buck that way.
Right, yeah. You definitely still are doing some isolation and fluff work, but in general, like if you do legs, like maybe you did squats and then you did leg extensions, hamstring curls, lunges. There's not a whole lot. You're just doing a lot of other things to try to burn out your legs. Whereas this way, you're doing squats, then, maybe you'll do leg press and then you'll do leg extensions, stuff like that. So I think there's definitely, the intensity is just so much higher. That's really the difference. Volume is equated the same as a bro split and full body, but your intensity can be so much more on those exercises. That's really majority of the questions. I'm also going to link Jeff Nippard's video below because he does a really good job going over this like scientifically and explaining how it's actually can be beneficial to do a full body workout. You know, we have our full body workout program that we've written. I know that Aubrie's done a few workouts from the full body workout. I'm obviously been doing full body now for like 7 months now, 8 months. So quite a long time. So
there was one question someone asked if you can get gains, and I mean,
yeah,
obviously
I'm making gains.
I've followed it before, and I actually enjoy it too. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun to change up.
I mean, I think that's about it. I can go double check just real quick to see if there's any other questions.
Someone asked how long, and I don't know if they meant like how long should you follow it for, but I mean, you can do it for a month. You can do it for a couple months, as long as you're periodizing it, changing up your reps in sets. I mean, you can do it as long as you plateau or as long as you until you get bored, rather.
Yeah, so I guess to touch on everything, how many days a week can you train full body as a beginner? I would work out
anywhere from 1 to 3 as a beginner.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
And you can still do activity the other days, but I mean, if you're going off the couch, I mean, you could do it 1 day a week and have benefit, honestly.
Yeah, and some people said, do you feel like you're doing the same thing every day? It's like, no, it's actually like changes up quite a bit because not only are full body every day I start with something new, like, you know, start with chest or I start with back or I start with shoulders or whatever, but also it's just like every day is like different exercises. You know, you're not going in and just like going to all the leg machines, if you will.
And if you don't want to do it that way, I've actually done it in a way where I've done it 3 days a week and then 2 of like in between days, I'll just work on like a weak point,
right,
for like bodybuilding or whatever.
The way our program is written too is if you have a weak point, you do work it more by putting it in like twice on a full body day. So you're actually accumulating a lot more volume that way. Some people say it's important for muscles to rest 24 hours minimum. No, I mean, think about it when there's a lot of people that work out in the afternoons and then the next morning they work out because it's the weekend and you're not waiting 24 hours and it's fine. So someone said, what about why do you like full body as opposed to an upper lower split? I think that upper lower works great. Push pull legs work great.
Awesome too. Like, there's a lot of ways to skin the cat. This is one way.
Yeah, I think there's just a different way, and it's always nice to change things up. Someone said I was told that you shouldn't do full body training every day because of fatigue in the muscles. Is that true? That's not true. Yeah, a lot of people just really care about recovery, and you'll be fine. I mean, try it out. I think a lot of people sometimes do like a chest workout, and then they'll start full body, so the next day they're like super sore in their chest, and so they don't get as good of a workout. So maybe have a rest day or 2, and then go into full body. But I think that you shouldn't have any problem with recovery. A lot of people thought it wasn't safe to work the same group every day.
No, unless you're doing like a full blown like chest day for each body part, like it's not dangerous.
Right.
I mean, if you're only doing 3, maybe even just 6 sets of that body part, like, and you do it again the next day, it's not dangerous.
So I think we said beginners 1 to 3. I'd say if you're like intermediate, then maybe somewhere between like 2 and 4 times a week, and then if you're advanced, 5 to up to 7 days. I think you could do it 7 days. It'd just be pretty rough.
You just have to know how to program it.
Yeah, and then someone asked about volume days versus heavy days. I try to if I've gone really light on like a back, I try to go heavier on back the next day. So I let my training style be dictated by how I'm feeling that day. Like some days, like my legs are tired, but my chest feels great. So I go heavy on chest and I maybe go lighter on legs. And that's kind of what you can do in a full body program, is that sometimes like your back doesn't feel the greatest. Maybe you feel like you hurt a muscle in your neck. So you go and work your lower back and you work lighter weight instead of putting a lot of strain on yourself. I mean, that's kind of what you can do in a full body program. Because if my back was really sore or my neck was sore, then I may not even train at all that area because I don't want to go full blown fatigue on my back or whatever it is. A lot of people, how often do we train? I train like 6 days a week that way. Yeah, so a lot of people just want to know, like, can you still get the same results as doing like a bro split or, and the answer is yes, you definitely can. So, I mean, that was it. I feel like we just kind of glazed over it all and said like, it's not really that big a deal, but it truthfully isn't like a terribly complex thing. I think Jeff made some good points in his video where he literally took like a Monday chest day where it had 5 workouts, and he just like said, okay, instead of doing all 5 on Monday, you do them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And he said those are all your chest workouts now. That's similar to what we did with the full body program, except we may have thrown out some of like the fluff work. So a lot of times you're doing maybe where you sit sideways on the bench machine and you're like pushing this way, and it's just like that's kind of fluff. You're just trying to fatigue your chest at that point. You're just throwing as much volume at it. And so now I'm doing a lot more flat bench, dumbbell bench, and then cable flies, and that's it. And it's all just rotated, whether I'm doing flat or incline or something like that. So that's how we programmed it. We made sure to hit everything. And if you, like I said, if you equate the volume of a full body workout to a bro split, the volume's the same. And for hypertrophy purposes, progressive overload is what you need. So you need volume in the weight. And I feel like with full body workouts, you can keep your intensity higher. Thus, you usually can lift more weights because you're just attacking that muscle that one time that day. So hope that makes sense. Anything else to add?
I don't think so. That's it.
They should probably download the program.
You
Huh?
should probably buy the program.
Yeah, it's $30, so it's pretty cheap. It's like 5 drinks from Starbucks.
And then you look like Brad.
Yeah, you'll have legs like Ben. But all right, hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below if you have any other questions about full body. Ben and I will go through and answer them. Subscribe if you haven't. Share this video with someone that needs some gains. You're worth it.